Serious and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord to do his will, I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on Congo.
American honor don't like no soldiers. For the spirit of the Lord, we don't like no soldiers. You understand me?
The same, black, Hispanic, native, they hate y'all as the same. Hate Christ in they image, hate you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate African soft niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lies sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the U.P.K, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. U.P.K the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under YAHANNA, Amy murdered Botham and got a hug from YAHANNA. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves.
Aquí somos la Escuela Israelita del Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Hoy estamos aquí.
Lord Commandant General YAHANNA I.S.U.P.K.
This is what Commander General YAHANNA did. This is what he did.
First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. I had to dig.
That's right. Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Brakatham, Yahweh Shemalatham Bahashem Yahushai. You understand, it's a scripture breakdown every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do it virtually. Today, we'll be back in the Community Center, 6767 Côte des Neiges. Next Saturday, you understand, for I.S.U.P.K in Montreal. We're live on I.S.U.P.K in Montreal, Toronto, Boston, IET on YouTube, I.S.U.P.K Montreal in Canada on Facebook. If you want to contact us, the number is Salakia. Montreal, Quebec, surrounding areas, 438-816-2578, 438-816-2578. Call or text. And for Toronto, Ontario area, 647-793-7844, 647-793-7844. You understand? Live again with the scripture breakdown. We're going to do a part 2 of the Brotherhood class of past Thursday, which is how to be Christ-like. You have Officer 1000 ADR joining us today. What's going on, Adawan? Yabashashabakata.
Hey, Shalom, please, YAHANNA. Everything to
You understand? And we want to see what is it to be Christ-like, which is not like what is being taught in the Christian church. The Christian church portray Christ as a effeminate white man. Well, really, I can't even say that all white men are effeminate. You understand? And Christ was an austere man, as we brought out last week. Christ was talking like a gangster, man. He said, "It is better for you to drown in the sea than to offend any of my followers." You better watch yourself. We're gonna go. That's what we're gonna dive into today. You know, how to be Christ-like, and there's nothing more important for you to be in these classes. If you're so-called Black, Latino, Native American, Indian, you have to tune into these classes because you are the chosen people of God the Bible speaks about. The Bible speaks to. The Bible was written by. It was not written by a white man. Salaki, that's a lie that's being pushed by the church for over thousands of years. Salaki, for over a couple centuries. The Bible is a white man's book. Well, if the Bible is a white man's book, why is it talking about the white man's demise? The Bible is a white man's book. Why are the chosen people of God people of color? If the Bible is a white man's book, why does it say the white man will be exterminated by the Lord? It said they will be cut off forever. I thought it was a white man's book. Why is the white man the villain in the Bible if the Bible is a white man's book? That's a class for another time. We're just going to jump back to where we were at last week. If you have any questions, comments, of course, put it in the chat. Right? Let me share my screen. I'm going to write into these precepts where we left off last week. I'm going to share my screen. There we go. Whenever you're ready.
Come. Matthew chapter 18, verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him?
You understand? Peter is telling Christ, yo, how many times am I going to have to forgive my brother, man? Because we read, that's where we left off last week. After, listen, someone offends you, you go to them and them alone. Right. That's what Christ told you to do. That's how we resolve issues. It don't matter if it's your brother, right? It don't matter if it's your sister. It don't matter if it's your spouse. Listen, there is no rank into going to someone alone. You do it because we're trying to gain a brother. That's what we do it for. It's not, they don't listen to you, go to counsel, to squash the issue, to fix the relationship you have with one another. Matter of fact, let's go a couple verses above, right? Because I hate to paraphrase this. This is a heavy scripture that Christ told us that's how we should act toward one another. You understand? We should not look into being in each other's life and looking for an exit plan. No, if I offend you, you're my brother. I don't want to lose my brother. I don't want to lose my sister. I don't want to lose my spouse. This is how we address these issues, man. Yeah, verse 15, Babu Kosha.
Verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee.
Christ is telling you, if your brother is trespassing against you, which is what Peter is asking about. If your brother sin against you, if he or she offends you, read.
Go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
You're like, hey, Salakia, if I could speak to you real quick. I didn't like how you said this to me. I didn't like how you did this. Even if you're not sure that you're offended, you remotely think you're offended in any type of way, you go to them and them alone. Don't let resentment fester in your mind, man. That's a demon right here. The demon will tell you to wait, and then that's when you lose a brother. That's really, you're gonna lose yourself. You understand? You're gonna let that hate and that resentment fester in your mind, and then you're gonna destroy your family. You're
Right.
going to destroy the bond you have with that brother, to have with that sister, you have with your spouse. Why? Because you couldn't voice that you had an issue at first. The moment you think you're offended, you may, even if you're not offended, you just think, just go to them and be like, hey, Salaki, I didn't appreciate how you said that. I didn't appreciate how you did this. You go to that person alone. You don't start gossiping. You know, I think we read that last week. We brought this out. Don't start gossiping. You know, don't start spreading rumors. You have an issue with someone, you go to them and them alone, man. Keep reading.
If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
If he hears you or she hears you, regardless, and they apologize, anything else but that, you understand? If they hear you and they apologize, they acknowledge that they did you wrong, they offended you by saying something, you gain your brother. That's the point. The point is not to destroy a bond and to lash out on someone because they wronged you. We read it last week. Thursday again. That's why you have to turn the other cheek. Right. You know, so that you don't kill one another. You don't hate, you don't resent one another. You gain one another. That's the point. You gain your brother. You gain your sister. You fix your marriage. How? By addressing the issues you have with that person, man. If maybe they offended you. They did not realize. Man, go to them. Let them know their offense. Let them know the trespass. If they hear you, they apologize, Salakia. I apologize. You're right. That was incorrect of me. That was wrong of me. I did you wrong. I said something I should not have said. I did something I should not have done. That strengthens the bond between you. But now, what if they don't hear you, though? What if they don't hear you? What if they make excuses? What if they justify what they said or what they did to you? Let's see what's the next step.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take.
If
So
he
like,
will
but
not
if
hear
he
thee,
will
meaning
not
to
hear
do
thee,
anything else but apologizing. Read.
Then take it with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
That's counsel. You understand? They don't hear it, they make excuses, they justify their behavior, what they said. Hey, we going to counsel. Shalom Yabashin Shabakatam. Shalom Yahweh Shemalatab Bashim Yahushai. That's it. Nothing else. You don't speak of anything until the council, where the matter will be established by 2 or 3 witnesses who are unbiased. Don't fear counsel because you think you're not going to win the council. You're not in council to win the council. You're not in council to shame someone. That's not what council is for. Council is for, you are not able to gain the brother or the sister that you went to alone about a trespass. Well, you're fighting for brotherhood. That's what it's about. You're fighting to gain a brother. You're fighting to gain a sister, tooth and nails. You can't do it yourself. Well, you're gonna need 2 or 3 witnesses. You understand? You're gonna have the generals to fix your marriage, the generals to fix the issue you have with a brother, the generals to fix the issue you have with a sister. That's what counsel is for. Counsel is not for to hurt one another. Going to counsel is to gain a brother, is to gain a sister. That's what you go to counsel for. Don't get it twisted. Maybe you're wrong, and maybe not. You're not here to establish who's wrong or right. You're here to establish the matter so that we could squash the beast, so that we don't resent one another. We don't hate one another, to where it could go further than just feeling resentment. That resentment could turn into action. You don't have to be physical. It could be verbal action, and you make a fool out of yourself because you speak bad on the brother. Like you look like a homosexual, like a gossiping woman. You understand? You think you're gonna shame your husband? You're gonna shame yourself by thinking you're shaming your husband and the school by just saying what did they say? Surviving the cult, escaping. All you have to do is go to them and them alone. You can't resolve it, then you go to counsel. That's all you had to do. Because why? Because you want to gain a brother. You're not going to counsel because you want to be right. You don't go to counsel because you want to be right. You go to council to gain a brother. You go to council to gain a sister. You go to council to fix your marriage. And that's how we should teach our kids to do, man. Teach your kids to do that. And guess what? There will not be any YNs continuing a beef that started 20 years ago. Listen, y'all kill each other over what? Stepping on each other's shoes when y'all could just go to each other alone and be like, yo, listen, you stepped on my shoes, man. I didn't appreciate that. Hey, my bad, man. Salaki, that's my fault. I was clumsy. I didn't mean to do it. Salaki, I apologize. You understand? You know, it's as easy as that to prevent all these deaths in our neighborhood.
Right.
You understand? Maybe I'll say, yo, hey, listen, you were in my way. Like, I get it, but you were in my way. That's me not hearing you when I stepped on your shoe. What you should do next? Hey, we're going to council. That's it. Not because you want to be right about proving that I was wrong for stepping on your shoe. No, because now we have tension between one another. And we can't remove the tension that we have. So we need a third party, which is those 2 or 3 witnesses. We need someone to help us keep the brotherhood alive. We need someone to help us keep the sisterhood alive. We need to fix our marriage. Therefore, what we're going to do, we're going to go to council. And we're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to keep the brotherhood alive. Matter of fact, let me go real quick, right?
So like, if I may, priest.
Oh, okay. Absolutely, I don't want. Anytime.
I just want to add to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? It's really powerful because this is actually the solution against black on black crime. You know what I'm saying? And one of the perfect precept, I'm gonna paraphrase, you know what I'm saying, where, you know what I'm saying, where there's no counsel, the people mourn, if I, you know what I'm saying? The people die where there's no counsel. Why? Because these young men out there, they get mad at each other, you know what I'm saying? And they don't go towards one another to say, yo, man, you know what you did, I don't like this, man, you understand? So they have that resentment for one another, and there's no counsel where these 2 brothers could just go and talk to each other, you know what I'm saying? See where the wrong was at, so they could, like, you know what I'm saying, get an understanding and some brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, and squash the beef. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying, the I.S.U.P.K, you know what I'm saying, is an excellent place because we have counsel, you know what I'm saying, to bring clarity, you know what I'm saying, in the discord between two brothers, 2 sisters, you know what I'm saying, two different, you know what I'm saying, aspect or whatnot.
Damn right. And the scripture, I'll paraphrase, I think it's the Psalm where it says, where there's no counsel, the people fail. You will fail, you know, and really you're selfish. Because what if you need the counsel? You say you don't want it. What if you need, what is this? It's a necessity to go to council to fix our people, but you don't care about fixing the people. You care about being right.
Right.
You know, what if you're going to show that you're right in the council? What if? But you don't care about that. You don't. You know, you just don't care. You're selfish. Don't be selfish, man. Take someone to counsel if you feel offended. And don't let the brotherhood die. Don't let the sisterhood die. Don't look for an exit plan just because you don't feel happy, because you're uncomfortable. And so let's go to Hebrews chapter 13, verse 1. I'm going to read it and we get back to Matthew 18. It says, let brotherly love continue. Something that continues, that it never ends. That's what counsel is for, to gain a brother, to gain a sister, to make sure the brotherhood never ends. The sisterhood never ends. You understand? The only grounds for marriage to end is an act of fornication by the woman. That's it. Until then, we're gonna figure this shit out. We're going to weather the storm, the blizzard, the famine together.
Right.
You understand? That's what it's all about. That's what Christ was telling you, man. Christ telling you, yo, you can't fix the issue. Well, you go to council. We're gonna get this resolved. There is no alternative. An alternative is another way to achieve the same result. Your way to achieve the same result is to jump ship. Guess what's going to happen? Either nobody will be here to man the ship, right? Or you'll drown and be eaten by sharks. Best believe it. The school is the ship you don't want to jump from. You understand? Because you need the ship. The ship don't need you. You need to be on the ship to not drown and be eaten by sharks. You need to be on the ship to not be dragged away by the currents to a deserted island. There's no brotherhood and no sisterhood, and you're at the mercy of the elements. You need to be on that ship, man. You understand? Let's get back to it. Go to verse 17.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear thee,
Meaning what? If you shall neglect to hear them, because you disagree with
that's a
the
lot.
judgment of the council. You understand? You are here to shame someone. You are here to hurt someone. Counsel again is not to hurt or shame nobody. It's not to be right or to prove someone wrong. It's to gain a brother. It's to gain a sister. That's what counsel is for. But let's say either you think you were right and you're proven wrong, or it shows that you were right, but you deem the judgment to not be enough. You understand? What happened? You disagree with the judgment of the council. You're not happy with it. No sweat. Let's see what's the next step then. Because you disagree with the judgment of the men of the Lord. Read.
Tell it unto the church.
Listen, I never hear that. I never seen that in my few years in the school. I've never seen where that issue has to be brought out to the church, which is the congregation, the school. Issues are resolved in council. You understand? Now, if you need to be brought to the nation, that would be the next step. Because you disagree with the council, the 2 or 3 witnesses, no sweat. Let's bring it in front of the whole congregation. Let's do that. That's what must be done.
Right.
We don't. It said the I.S.U.P.K. We do not just read the Bible; we live it. You understand? Why? Because brotherly love must continue, and brotherhood is all we have. You understand? It could never end. So, like, keep reading.
But if you neglect to hear the church,
if you don't want to hear the nation, you already don't want to hear one another. You reject the judgment of the council, and now it's brought in front of the nation. You don't want to hear it. What's going to happen?
let him be unto thee as a heathen, man and a publican.
I mean, you're cut off, man. You don't have to jump ship. You'll be thrown out of the ship because you don't care. You just want to be right, or you just want to punish someone. Christ said, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." But you don't care. You just want to. You took someone to counsel to hurt someone. It didn't matter for you to gain a brother or sister. Nah, listen. I'm gonna make sure I hurt you. You understand? That was on your mind. You don't care about the brotherhood. You don't care about the sisterhood. You care about yourself. And I didn't want to say you care about yourself because it says, "Love thy neighbor as thyself," and that's why you don't even care about yourself, man. Because you need brotherhood, but you made sure that you destroyed the brotherhood that you yourself needed. You don't even care about yourself. You don't care about nobody. You don't care about nothing. If you did, you went to that person alone. They heard you most high in Christ. They didn't. Well, this is the next step. You would have went to council. Here's a judgment. You're right. All right, no sweat. It's not about being right though. But you're wrong and you refuse the judgment. Even if you're right and you refuse the judgment because it was not enough. Let's bring it to the nation. Oh, you still refuse the judgment. You don't like that. Well, guess what? Now you pushed off the ship. You wanted to jump ship anyways. So don't complain when you're swimming with the sharks. Don't complain when you become fish food. Don't complain when the currents drag you under and then you drown because you're out of breath. Because the breath of life was taken because you rejected the breath of life. You understand? It says, let brotherly love continue. And to continue is forever. It never stops.
Right.
Part of brotherhood is, we have an issue, we fix it. Don't let the leak in the ceiling just damage the roof, just damage the ceiling. You fix it. You're going to work on it. Listen, everything is work. Brotherhood is work. Sisterhood is work. Your marriage is work. You can't be lazy. Right. Go into someone and someone alone. Go into council. And if you go in front of the nation, is fighting for brotherhood. Everything is a fight. Everything is warfare. Don't be a coward, man. Both you men and women. You're going to have to fight. It's not about what the Christian church tells us, being happy, being loving one another. Listen, you know how? Because Christians kill each other all the time. They don't fight their lust to sin, whatever lust they have, sleeping with your woman, sleeping with your children, killing one another with a Jesus piece around their neck. That's what they call it. I don't even like to call it Jesus piece because it's not Jesus, with a Caesar piece around their neck, with a cross. You understand? They don't fight the urge to steal 40K from the congregation. They don't fight the urge, man. They don't care. They don't want to. They know it's a sin. They don't care. You know. It says, love thy neighbor as thyself. Then again, you sleep with your neighbor's wife? Come on, man. Don't be like these hypocrites. If you truly love your people, you would fight to keep that love. You would fight for your people. You understand? It's warfare all the time. We fight to keep loving one another. How? Man, I'm going to go to you and you alone. You don't start gossiping. Yo, you see, the brother did this to me. Did you go to that brother, man? Nah, well, I don't want to hear it. And even if you did, I don't want to hear it. Once the issue is addressed, it's water under the bridge. You don't have to talk about it. It's done. There's no more issue. There's no issue. It's done. He or she apologized. There was never an issue before. You understand? You went to council, the judgment. There was never a council. There was never an issue. It's done. It's water under the bridge. It's like it never happened. We don't need to talk about it. We don't even need to think about it. Don't even look back on it. Christ said those who look back are not fit for the kingdom. Why? Because you're going to look back at the issue and be like, yo, you did this to me how many times, man? Matter of fact, we're going to keep reading because we're going to get to that. Right? Let's go to verse 18.
Salakia, if I may. That falls into the precept in the law that say do not hold no grudges. You understand? So holding a grudge for your brothers and sisters is against the law. You sinning by doing that.
Damn right. And that doesn't mean don't be angry. It says be angry and sin not. But let not the sun go down on your wrath though. Don't wait to address this thing. But now don't hold a grudge on your brother and sister. That's against the law. You think about, we'll get to that in a second, right? Especially with you people who are married. And it doesn't matter if you're married or not. Really, brothers and sisters be doing that all the time, which they should stop because it's against the law. Go to verse 18. Salakia.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 18. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever you shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven.
Keep reading.
And whatsoever you shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven.
Hey, listen, the angels are taking record, right? That issue is bound, is done. The brotherhood is bound, man, both on earth and in heaven. The Lord is taking record, and that resentment is let loose. It's gone, man. It's water under the bridge. You don't have to talk about it no more. It's done. Both on earth and in heaven, you don't have to speak about it. The Lord don't even think about it. All right, that was an issue. Boom, that's done. Squash it. It doesn't exist no more. It has been bound on earth, bound like a prisoner. You understand? It's been locked away. You understand? That's why you have to forget about it. Who are you to not forget about it? Who are you to not? Are you better than the Lord? Is that what it is? The Christian church said, be ye like Christ all the time. That's what the title of the class is. Be ye like Christ. Christ told you, you leave it alone after you squash the beef, man. Let's go to verse 21, because it goes right into this.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him?
Listen, how often am I gonna tell a brother, to go in him and him alone? How often should I do it? That's what Peter was asking Christ. How often do I have to do this, man? You understand? How often, then my brother's gonna do the same thing, because especially coming out of the world, man. Yo, listen, we're gonna offend one another because we're breaking bad habits that we adopted from the Egyptians, from the oppressor to the white man. Christ said, "Be ye perfect." To be is to become perfect. It's a process. Not happen overnight. If it does, Most High in Christ, good job. What if it doesn't? What if it's a process? You understand? Keep reading.
Come. Till 7 times.
Peter's asking, yo, how many times do I have to forgive my brother, man? You understand? How many times do I have to go to him and him alone and forgive him and go to counsel? 7 times. Peter's making a status of limitation to it. You understand? That's what Peter's saying. But we just read, it says, let brotherly love continue. So let's see what Christ says. Read.
Verse 22. Jesus said unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
This is where we ended it last week. Until 70 times 7. As you know, Christ was speaking in parables, because none of y'all are going to count 490 times the amount of forgiveness you give to someone. You barely could count once. You barely could do it once. You understand? Christ said you forgive your brother all the time. You go to him and him alone all the time. You go to counsel all the time. You forgive one another all the time. That's the point. You don't hold any grudges. You can't. I mean, you could. You have the possibility to do it, but should you? You shouldn't. Why? It's against the law. That's what kills brotherhood. Listen, a lot of y'all women, you're gonna hold a grudge against a man forever. You're gonna hold a grudge against a sister forever. Why? Probably for the dumbest possible thing on the planet Earth. And you men are gonna act like these women who hold grudges against you or against their sisters. You're just effeminate, man. That's it. You're half a homo. Right? Because you're gonna hold a grudge against something so irrelevant. Listen, if they offend you again, it don't matter if it's because of the same thing or not. You just go to them and them alone again, and then you go to counsel again. That's all you have to do. You refuse to fight for brotherhood. Listen, a lot of y'all should not be married because marriage is work, and you refuse to work. You're lazy. You're just a lazy person. You understand? Let me get that real quick. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 4. Ecclesiastes 4. Maybe it's 5. Ecclesiastes, no, it is. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 5.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 5. The fool foldeth his hand together and eateth
what?
Foldeth his hands together.
Keep reading.
And eateth his own flesh.
What does it mean to fold your hands together? What is it talking about? Anyone can answer. What does it mean? I'm going to also get Proverbs 18 and 9. What does it mean to fold your hands together? It's like folding your arms, man. That's really what it is. It means you're lazy. That's what it means. You being lazy, you're destroying yourself. You being lazy to work, to fight for brotherhood, to fight for sisterhood, to fight for your marriage, you will destroy yourself. You got kids. If you're lazy raising these kids, you'll destroy these kids, man. Right. You'll destroy yourself. You'll be the worst parent on the planet because you're lazy. You are the worst brother on the planet because you're lazy. You don't want to fight for brotherhood. You're lazy. Same for your sisters. You're lazy. You don't want to fight for sisterhood. It's not meant to be pleasant to fight. But the reward is great once you win the fight.
Yeah, right.
You understand? Don't be lazy, man. That's the point. You're going to be lazy, you're going to destroy your own flesh. You're going to be lazy, like, all it is, like, sex is marriage. Let me just have sex with these women, and that's it. But you're keeping none of them. You're going to destroy your flesh. You sisters are lazy into finding good men, so you just find any random nigga. You're gonna destroy yourself. Now that you slept with him, guess what? Don't be lazy. Work on your marriage, because what you gonna do? Jump from rod to rod until you find the perfect one? What if you already had the perfect one, and all you had to do is both work on yourselves, both work on each other? No, you're lazy. Therefore, you're gonna go the lazy route. And you're gonna jump ship. That's the easiest thing to do, man. You're gonna run away from the fight. It's easier to run away from a fight. But what are you now that you run away from a fight? What happens when you run away from a fight? What happens when you run away from a fight? Run away from a fight, you're a coward. You'll always be known as a coward. You will be known as a bad parent. You'll be known as the worst wife, as the worst husband, as a bad person, because you're a coward. It's that simple. What's the easiest thing to do is to run away. Why is it easy? Because you're lazy, man. Let's read that one more time.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 5. The fool foldeth his hands together.
Not only are you a coward and you're lazy, but you are a fool. If you would be wise, you would seek counsel. You would be told you got to fight for this. You fight for brotherhood. John Mahyman did a whole class one time. Listen, you have to fight for brotherhood. What are you going to do? Abandon your people and go love the white man? Until you get lynched? You still get lynched in 2026, man. A sister got lynched, what, Monday in Mississippi? I mean, that's a whole class. That's also a whole class. But either way, the point is, you're lazy, you're a coward, and you are a fool. Finish it?
And eateth his own flesh.
And you eat it your own flesh, meaning what? You're destroying yourself. You're not destroying the brotherhood. The brotherhood is there, but you rejected it. It's like it says in Hosea 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge because they rejected the knowledge. You reject brotherhood when you don't go to someone alone. You reject brotherhood when you let hate fester in your mind until Satan tells you, you know what? Let me hurt that person let me spread rumors on that person, or let me hurt them physically. You reject brotherhood when you say, yo, let me leave my husband. Let me destroy my family. Let me just do that. It's easier. It's easier to vacate the premise than to fix the holes in the wall. It's easier to vacate the premise than to fix the leak in the ceiling. That's the easy thing to do. Why? Because you're lazy. You don't want to fight. You want to run away the same way you always did. In the I.S.U.P.K, we're not taught to run away, man. We fight till we die. You understand? We fight until we die. We're not allowed to die. I pray you understand. Let's go to Proverbs 18 and 9. And that goes for both men and women. You think our women are allowed to die? Listen, you better be a Hebrew Academy graduate. I'm going to tell you right now, you better go through that fire. You know? You're going to stumble and fall. What's a right man or a just man fall 7 times? Yeah, but guess what? In order for him to fall 7 times, he had to get back up. We're going to fall and just lay there and wait to die? Man, not over here, man. The Lord is a man of war. We're his children. We take up after our parent. We take up after our father. We fight until we die.
Yeah, right.
You understand? Your woman is a bitch. She's a monster and whatnot. Well, you fight until you die. You understand? You fight until the marriage is dead. The marriage can only be dead 2 ways. One of y'all die physically, or she commits an act of fornication, which in the law is punishable by death. That's so heavy. It says, till death do you part. You understand? Because it's literally till death do you part, man. And you're going to fight to fix that marriage until you die. You're going to fight to fix that brotherhood until you die, man. I ain't dying without my brothers.
All right.
Meaning what? I'm gonna make sure, you offend me, I go to you and you alone. We can't resolve the issue, no sweat. We're going to council. But I'll be dead before the brotherhood. You understand? I'm going to die before the brotherhood dies. The brotherhood will never die. And to make sure it never dies, I will go to my brother alone. If needed, we will go to council. Not to shame one another, not to hurt one another, but to gain one another. You understand? Let's go to Proverbs 18 and 9, and then we go back to Matthew.
Proverbs chapter 18, verse 9. He also that is slothful in his work is brother to him that is a great waster.
That's how you know the Bible is written by a black man, man. The Bible is written by black people. The Bible is a black man book. Benjamin community will call you a waste youth, a waste man. Why? Because you're wasting your life being lazy, man. You're wasting your life. You're a procrastinator. You're an idle. You are a waste man or a waste gal. Because you're no different than the slothful one, than the lazy person. Listen, you're lazy, don't want to fight for your marriage. You're a waste. Nobody should ever sleep with you. You know, you're gonna sleep with someone and then you're gonna feel unhappy as opposed to fixing the marriage. You're gonna sleep with someone else. You're gonna, as opposed to trying to fix that woman, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna make a whore out of her because you're gonna throw her away. You're gonna look for one that you're gonna throw her away. You're gonna look for another one. You're gonna throw her away. Just know that you will not be allowed to marry in the school, man. What do you think this is? This is just Christian mingle. You could just sleep with women and throw them away as opposed to fighting to fix your marriage. Are you crazy? Don't be lazy, man. You should never have friends. The Bible says, prove a friend. Man, the first argument you have with a person, you said, fuck them, the hell with them, they could die. As opposed to fighting for that brotherhood. Don't be lazy. You cannot be lazy. Listen, you know, even the Lord was not lazy, man. You know the Lord could have chose the easy route. The Lord was about to redo the whole nation using Moses only. Y'all wanted to be impatient and not wait for Moses to come down the Mount Sinai, however you pronounce it, right? He said, "No, make us a golden calf. We ain't late. We ain't impatient." The Lord said, "Yo, I'm gonna destroy the whole nation." You understand? I'm gonna destroy the whole nation and just restart with Moses. Matter of fact, you know how? Listen, the fact that I'm here is because we fought for brotherhood, man. Someone was here to fight for brotherhood. Why? Because the whole tribe of Benjamin almost got erased. Almost the whole tribe of Benjamin got erased. You know what saved the tribe of Benjamin? Brotherhood.
All right.
You understand? Christ fought for the whole nation and said, Lord, forgive them. Christ pleaded for the Lord to forgive us. When we told him, yeah, we'd rather choose Barabbas than Christ. You could hung him. Pontius Pilate was like, yo, what did this man do? Not that I care. I just want to know. He said, that doesn't even make sense. He didn't do nothing. Y'all choose Barabbas? I ain't no sweat. I'll wash my hands because I gave you the choice. Me, I really don't care. And Christ still died for you because he was selfless. And he fought for brotherhood on your behalf. But you're selfish and you don't give a damn. So you have to be like Christ, man. We have to esteem one another and practice this on a daily basis, man. Check on one another, call on one another. You sisters, call on each other, man. And say, hey, what's going on? Sis, everything to Wab, you know, with the kids and everything. Most in Christ. Now, what if when you check on each other, what happens? And she starts talking shit about, yeah, but my husband is this and that, right? My husband said this and I did. Listen, you know what's the sisterly thing to do? What would be the sisterly thing to do? What would it be? Call him. Call your husband. That's it. Don't let, if you're a sister, especially a sister in the school, man, right? Don't let any sister talk smack about their husband. Don't do that. You help that demon being cast out by say, yo, go to your husband. Right. You don't know how to go about it. No sweat, just tell him his fault. Go to him and him alone. There's no ranking system when it comes to that. You could take anyone to counsel. Go to him and him alone. Let him know his fault. He don't hear you. You go to counsel. That's it. Just do that. Don't let a sister vent to you. The only person a sister should vent to is her husband. She don't have a husband. She could call a camp leader and vent about whatever issue is bothering her. But she's married, trying to vent to someone. Go vent to your husband. No one else. That's a demon that's making sure you're destroying that marriage. Fight that demon. Just like you're gonna fight for brotherhood. Fight for righteousness. You understand? That's how you become like Christ. That's how you become perfect, flawless. Don't let that demon. Listen. Don't let the demon have you call on your siblings in the world to talk shit about a brother or a sister in the school. Yo, man, this and that. Shit, your sisters, you're gonna vent to your sisters, to your cousin. Yeah, I married an Israelite. Now I'm stuck. Married an Israelite. He don't treat me right. I married a this. Yo, don't do that. You're gonna talk to one of your siblings that's married to a heathen. Talk to your siblings that has five husbands currently. What do you mean had? Past tense. She currently has 5 husbands. You're gonna seek what? Relationship advice from Cardi B? Talking about how to keep a baddie. Meanwhile, you're out here talking about, yo, you could shake your buttocks on anyone, anyhow, and nobody could tell you how to raise them kids.
Salaki. Supposedly that buttock smell, man. Salaki.
She got a BBL smell, man. Got the BBL stank. Listen, you see counsel from the men of the Lord. You have a husband, he's your personal counselor. Just so you know. You have a husband, he's your personal counselor. You don't have a husband, you call your camp leader. Either way, the point is this. You're going to have to fight to keep brotherhood and sisterhood alive. You don't have a choice. Your other choice is, there's no choice. If you have a choice, is this, right? Is you don't even want to be in the truth if you can't fight. What is it? I think it's Galatians. It is better for you to not have known the truth than to be in the truth and just fuck up. That's it. What are you gonna do? This is not a summer camp. This is not a vacation. We start and you just wait for the vacation to end. You enjoy while you can, and when the vacation ends, you go back to the world. Nah, man. The truth is for life. You're going to have to fight to live. You're going to have to fight to keep the brotherhood alive. You're going to have to fight to keep the sisterhood alive. You don't board the ship just to jump off the ship. The ship don't need you. You need the ship to not drown in shark-infested waters. So, like, I'm going to be long with it. Let's go back to Matthew 18 and 22. If I go to 23.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 23. Mm-hmm. Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king.
Read.
Which will take account of his servants.
Again, Christ is going to give an example of the kingdom of heaven. We're about to read that. Christ is going to break down the kingdom of heaven is us forgiving one another all the time. You can't make it to the kingdom of heaven if you can't forgive one another. You cannot make it to you will not make it to the kingdom of heaven if you do not fight for brotherhood and sisterhood. And Christ is going to tell you that right here with this parable when it comes to the king taking accounts of his servants. Let's read that. That's the kingdom of heaven right there.
Verse 24. And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which owed him 10,000 talents.
A talent is a currency. You understand? I forgot what it would be at today, but either way, one of his servants owe him money. Right? That's the premise. He went to him like, yo, Wagwan, you owe me 10,000 talents, man. Keep reading.
Okay. Verse 25. But for as much as he had not to pay, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife, and his children, and all that he had, and payment to be made.
Listen, he said, yo, you can't pay me, man. Hey, listen, you're finna serve. About to be sold, your wife, because your servant, he owns them. You understand? You're gonna pay. You're gonna make the payment one way or another. You owe me money. I need restitution. You owe me money. I loan you 10,000 talents. Now you can't pay. Hey, yo. Either I'm gonna sell you, I'm gonna sell your wife, I'm gonna sell your children, I'm gonna sell everything that you have that you own, so that I get my 10,000. What is it? 10,000 talents back. Payment has to be made. You understand? Keep reading.
God, verse 26. The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying,
Read.
Lord, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all.
He said, Baba Kosha Adawan, I implore you, be merciful, be patient with me. I'm in a bind. Maybe I lost my slavery. You know, I didn't manage money well. Whatever the thing is, you're asking for mercy and patience. Now, mind you, he's speaking to a king. He's speaking to his Lord, to his authority. Like, yo, hey, Salakia, Baba Kosha. Don't sell me, my wife, my things, my children. I will pay you back. I just need some time. I'm imploring for you to be merciful. Because Christ is going to tell you that you need to be merciful. You can't be merciless with one another. You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 27. Then the Lord of that servant was moved with compassion
Was moved with what?
and loosed, moved with compassion,
With what?
moved with compassion.
We just read how Christ had compassion this Thursday, man. A lot of y'all don't have compassion. A lot of y'all you just hate because you were not taught to love.
Right.
You don't want to fix your marriage because, listen, you should not marry a woman that doesn't have compassion. That's one of the key traits in marrying someone. Do they have compassion? Are they compassionate? Is she kind? Is she compassionate? She could claim she feared the Lord and be a bitch. Salaki. And be a monster. You know? Is she compassionate? So, you understand? He implored for kindness. He implored for compassion. He asked for mercy. Keep reading.
And loose them and forgive him the debt.
Listen, he said, don't even sweat it. That's what he said. Don't even sweat it, man. I'd rather have my brother than 10,000 talents. Yeah, like right. They also Adiar put the talent right here, right? Listen, this nigga owe damn. I don't even owe the bank that much money. I don't even have debts like that. So like, listen, we sweating for $20 over here. Yeah. This is a good night. He owed the king like $1 million. The king said, "Don't even sweat it, man. Yeah. It's better I have my brother than 10,000 talents." Forget about that. Brotherhood is worth more than 10,000 talents. Sisterhood is worth more than 10,000 talents. That's your right. Marriage is worth more than whatever dumb issue you have. Your spouse, your wives, plural, is worth more than 10,000 talents, man. Brotherhood is priceless. That's why I say when it compares a righteous woman, she's far above rubies. Having a woman like that is priceless. What are you going to do? Not fight to keep that woman? To make sure y'all good? It says in these days, a man will be worth more than fine gold. What you going to do, sis? Not fight to keep that thing that's worth more than fine gold? It's telling you right here, man. Brotherhood is more precious than these 10,000 than $1 million. That's what it's telling you. You understand? Just keep reading. Verse 28.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 28. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence.
Listen, that same servant that owed the king $1 million, he had a servant too. You understand? He found a fellow servant. He found a servant just like him on the same level. That's why, listen, this is manifold. Why? Because it's talking about respect of persons as well. He owed the king money. A servant just like him, that's what it says, fellow servant, not his servant, but his fellow. You understand? On the same level, they probably have the same office, who knows? But this is fellow servant. He owed him less money than what he owed the king. Read.
And he laid hands on him and took him by the throat, saying, "Pay me pay me that thou owest."
Damn, this nigga, this nigga is this nigga is savage. He even grabbed you by the collar. He grabbed you by the throat. Nigga, you owe me money. Pay up. That's what he said, literally. He said, pay up now. Listen, the king didn't grab you by the throat. The king told you, yo, I need my money. This is what's gonna happen. I need my money now. You owe me money. You went to beg the king, yo, Salakia, I need have patience. I'm gonna pay you back. You said you would pay the king back. The king said, don't even sweat it. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood was the currency right here. He even asked for the talents back. He said, don't even sweat it.
Salakia, priest.
Khan.
A pence in biblical time is roughly $50 to $100.
Damn. This nigga barely owe you $500. And then you grab him by the throat when you owe $1 million to the king? Let's see. Let's keep reading and see what's up. In verse 29.
Verse 29. And his fellow servant fell down at his feet and besought him, saying, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all.
Now he's doing the same thing you did in front of the king. The king didn't grab you by the throat, though. A king that has power. He could have just cut your head off right here, man. He's a king. You owe him money. And he was about to sell you, your wife, your children, everything you have until he get his money back. And you begged for mercy. You asked for mercy. You asked for compassion. You asked for brotherhood just for time to pay him back. And he said, don't sweat it. Now, your fellow servant on the same level as you, your brother with the same rank that owes you money too, but way less than you owe the king. You put your hands on him, grab him by the throat, and by yo, pay up. Now he's asking for the same thing you asked the king. Mercy, compassion, time, brotherhood. So he could pay you back. Let's see what happens. Read.
Verse 30. And he will not, but went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt.
You are a monster. You are, see, these niggas is the same niggas Christ told them, you are of your father the devil.
That's purple activities.
That's purple activity. Talk about we the 12. That's what they would do to you. No brotherhood. When you were in the same exact predicament as your brother, you said, man, hey, you go to jail, man, until you pay me back. How is he even supposed to pay you back? He's in jail. You see this? Without brotherhood, we're destroyed, man. We're destroying one another without brotherhood. But let's keep reading. Read.
Verse 31. So when his fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorry, and came and told unto their Lord all that was done.
Listen, your other fellow servants, they seen what you did. It's like, wait a minute, that's not fair. Nigga, you owe money to the king. You asked for mercy, for time to pay him back. The king didn't even say, all right, here's the time that you have, or take all the time you need. He erased your debt. Now you're in the same a brother that was the same predicament as you, and you basically are in a similar position as the king because you are owed something. The same compassion that was shown to you, you don't show it. When you're in the exact same situation, your fellow servant's like, nah, that's not right. We're gonna tell what happened to the king, man. We're gonna snitch on your ass. we gonna call the generals like, hey, Salakia, sir, such and such happened. That was not Salakia, sir. That was not nah. Yeah, keep reading.
Verse 32. Then his Lord, after that he had called him, said unto him, O thou wicked servant.
O thou what?
Wicked servant.
Listen, you a wicked ass nigga, man. The king said, yo, come here. He summoned you. He said, yo, how you so wicked? Weren't you just in the same position as that brother that you sent to prison to pay his debt that he owed you? Now you asked me for patience. You asked me for mercy. You asked me for more time to pay you the money. And you owed me more money than he owed you. I erased your debt. I forgave you. I forgave your debt. Now that you're in a similar position as I am because you're owed something and you're being unbrotherly, you're killing that brotherly bond you have. Brotherhood was worth more to me than 10,000 talents. But you rather have what, 100 pence? 50 bucks? Nah, man. Keep reading.
God. I forgive thee all that debt because thou desired me.
Listen, I forgave you all the debt because you wanted brotherhood, man. You asked for brotherhood, you got it. I gave you brotherhood. I ain't even want those 10,000 talents. I want you to be my brother.
Right.
You understand? I gained my brother. The hell with 10,000 talents. I'll lose 1,000,000 more talents before I lose my brother. I'll lose 1,000,000 more talents before I lose my sister. I'll lose 1,000,000 more talents before I lose my spouse. Now you're in a position where you have to forgive and forget. Listen, the king didn't even mention the talents no more. He said, yo, I have to bring this up again because I forgave you. I don't even care about that. But you in the same position, and then you said, no, go to jail and pay me back. Yeah, you a wicked ass Negro, man. Keep reading.
Verse 33. Shouldest not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee?
Listen, should you not forgive as you were forgiven? That's what the king is telling you. That's what Christ is using as a parable. You have to forgive just like you were forgiven. Who are you to not forgive? Me as a king forgave you. You have more power than the king? As a servant? To have the choice to not forgive when you were forgiven? Who do you think you are? Can't you show the same pity I showed you? The same compassion I had on you, can't you have on someone else? You're so wicked. Just like all you who don't forgive one another. Listen, you know God forgave you for being a slut. God forgave you from making a whore out of these women. God forgave you from being a homosexual. God forgave you from selling drugs to your community and destroying the people working for the white man. That's the same thing. If we're going to get that afterwards. Keep reading.
God. Verse 34. And his Lord was wroth.
His Lord was what?
Wroth.
He was wroth, meaning he was vexed. He was mad. To be wroth. We're going to get a definition of wrath for the people that never look up definitions, etymology, context, or whatnot, right? Let's go to the definition of wrath. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to read the definition of wrath. It says, wrath is an old-fashioned adjective that means extremely angry, furious, or filled with wrath. That's what wrath is. When it's talking about the wrath of the Lord, you understand? The anger that was kindled. Listen, the Lord is wroth with us, man. Just like that king was wroth with his servant that could not forgive as he was forgiven. That servant is a hypocrite. All you who ask for forgiveness and mercy, but you can't show mercy and forgiveness, you are a hypocrite. I think it's in the book of Galatians where it said, listen, is it better for you to not have known the truth, man, than to be a hypocrite? It was better for you to not have come to class just to leave. Better for you to not even board the ship just to jump off the ship, man. Don't be a hypocrite. It would have been better for that servant to not even ask for mercy. Because now that he asked for mercy and forgiveness, he's not giving it. The Lord was, that king was vexed as hell. Let's go back to it. Matthew chapter 18, verse 34. Salakia. Matthew 18:34. And his Lord was wroth and delivered him to the tormentors. He went to get tortured, man. Yeah. till he should pay all that was due unto him. All right. So what you did, guess what? I showed you mercy. I give you forgiveness. For me, the brotherhood was worth more than the 10,000 talents. But for you, 100 pence, what is it? 100 to 500 pence, I forgot, was worth more than brotherhood. So you threw the brother in jail until you pay your debt. Well, guess what? When Christ told you, judge not that ye should be judged, do unto others like you would want others to do unto you. Well, this is what happened. You understand? Now you're having the king do you like you did the brother that you threw in jail until he pays back the debt. Well, guess what? Now you're going to be thrown to the tormentors until you pay back the debt. Now I want my 10,000 talents back. You didn't deserve brotherhood, apparently. You thought you did. But, 500 pence is worth more than brotherhood for you. Verse 35. So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you, if ye from your hearts forgive not everyone his brother their trespasses. It's telling you right here, that's the kingdom of heaven. You ask for forgiveness from the Lord. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Christ told you that. Forgive us our debts. Forgive us our trespass. Forgive us our sins. We have to forgive one another's, man. The kingdom of heaven is about brotherhood. That's what it's about. That's what Christ paraphrased, man. The kingdom of heaven is likened unto fighting for brotherhood and not being hypocrites. That's the kingdom of heaven. You fight for brotherhood. You fight to keep brotherhood alive. You fight to keep sisterhood alive. You fight to keep your marriage alive, man. If you don't, well, guess what? You won't be in the kingdom of heaven. You won't be. You won't make it. You understand? Why? Because you're lazy and you cross your arms and you don't fight and you eat your own flesh, meaning you destroyed yourself. We read that Ecclesiastes 4 and 5. Is it 4 and 5? You understand? Christ told you that's what the kingdom of heaven is all about, man. If you don't have brotherhood, there's no such thing as being to the kingdom of heaven. You will not make it. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31 real quick for time's sake.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice.
Listen, every negative thing you have when it comes to a brother or sister, you're bitter to them. You're angry. Your wrath is the different level of anger, man. Being clamorous, talking shit about them, pushing not narrative. What's the word again? Gossiping. Put that away. You understand? You should not say anything evil about a person, man. You put that away from you. Salakia. You have something to tell them because you're mad. You let them know. You go to them and them alone. You let them know you're mad. Let them know you're offended. You don't go out here talking about, damn, this nigga pissed me off all the time. He always does this shit. My wife, she's an evil bitch. Because this and this and that. Listen, I might have an issue in my rib. I will never speak evil on her. She's the best. Trust me, she's wonderful. You understand? She's amazing. But all you just want to do is just learn how to hate one another. That's what it is. You love to hate one another. You were taught to love to hate. Trust me on that. Listen. We all did. We all were taught to love to hate. That's the problem. Learn how to love one another. Learn again how to love one another. You understand? Keep reading.
Okay. Verse 32. And be ye kind one to another.
Be ye what?
Be ye kind to one to another.
Kind. Show kindness to one another, man. Read.
Tender-hearted.
Tender-hearted. Listen, your wife is the weaker vessel. All these women are the weaker vessel. Doesn't mean let them, let some shit slide all the time or every now and then. Yeah, but there's a way to address certain things. There's a way to go about it. It says in what? In Ecclesiasticus, don't be like a roaring lion in your house. You know how to check your kids, man. You ain't yelling to the top of your lungs every time you have to check your kids. You ain't yelling to the top of your lungs every time you have to check your wife. You ain't yelling to the top of the lungs every time you have to check a brother that's under you. Don't be, what John Muhammad said, don't be a micro tyrant. You understand? Be kind to one another, man. Tender-hearted. Yo, don't just yell till blood comes out of your mouth, man. Till your vocal cords bust out, man. Keep reading.
Forgiving one another,
Forgiving one another. That's what Christ was talking about all the time. That's the kingdom of heaven right here. It's in the law. You can't bear a grudge. You can't hold a grudge. You have to forgive one another. Once you did, there's no more issues. You wash your hands, it's gone. We never talk about it ever again. It's gone. Train yourself to forgive and forget. It's gone. It never happened. You understand? What's bound on earth is bound in heaven. What's loose on earth is loose in heaven. It's done. It's a done deal. It's water under the bridges. Water flowed away to the point where it becomes like in the sea. Show me that drop of water of resentment that you had that is now water under the bridge and it flowed away. If you still have it, because you kept it with you. You did not bury the hatchet. You held on to the hatchet. That's not the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven, you bury the hatchet and it's gone. There's no more hatchet. You know, you don't even know the burial place of the hatchet. And that's how you should be with one another. Be kind, tender-hearted, forgiving one another. What's loose on earth is loose in heaven. It's gone. You understand? Keep reading.
Even as God, for Christ's sakes, have forgiven you.
Listen, Christ asked for forgiveness for you. Christ didn't have to be forgiven in anything. Christ was perfect, without sin. He asked for forgiveness for you. Christ was selfless. He asked the Lord, yo, can I pass this cup? You know, I ain't done nothing. I don't have to die for them. He said, hey, if that's your will, I will, though. Don't worry about it. If that's your will, can Adawan can. I know I don't have to. You want me to do so? I ain't going against order. I'm following orders. I have to die for them. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Christ begged for forgiveness for you. What, you're better than Christ? You're better than God that forgave you, and you can't forgive one another? Nah, man. You won't make it to the kingdom. You won't. You're ready to kill one another. You're ready to be a slut because you're not happy with your man. You be a slut because he pissed you off. Listen, that's one thing I tell every single woman I speak to. You want to be with me, just know you will be mad at me a lot of times. I'm not going to piss you off on purpose, though. You will be mad at me. It could be because I have another wife. It could be because sometimes you have to be quiet. It could be because I tell you, no, you can't do something. Maybe because I tell you, put some clothes on, and in training you to value yourself again. It could be because, I don't know, maybe I done something, I said something he didn't like. Guess what, you, my wife, we're going to work it out. We're going to weather the storm. I don't know if y'all heard just now, there was like a thunderstorm. Right now, it's raining cats and dogs. It's a thunderstorm. I heard the roaring thunder. We're going to weather that together. We're going to go through the storm together. We're going to do it together. You understand? Just know I'll forgive you all the time. Listen, study shows that men forgive their women in about what? 30 to 60 seconds? It'll probably take a woman like it said 9 hours at least. At least 9 hours. And she don't even take accountability. Whether she does, listen, a man will say salakia and forgive and ask for forgiveness even when he's not, the culprit. He did nothing. And what? I apologize. Don't worry about it. He's not even gonna say, hey, I know it's not my fault, but I apologize. He's gonna apologize for anything, for everything. In about 30 to 60 seconds. Then you're instantly, a woman, it might take her like, yo, She might come back like, hey, you know what, babes? I fucked up 10 hours ago. 3 days later. 3 business days later. Salakia. You know, a day unto the Lord is as 1,000 years. 3,000 years later, I fucked up. I apologize. That's scientific studies. The point is this: we're gonna forgive one another regardless. We have to. You mean to tell me you're ready to forgive the white man before you forgive your brother, your sister, or your spouse? Yeah, that's because you love the white man. Maybe you should marry a white man. You're able to forgive the white man all the time. Maybe you should marry a white slut. You forgive the white woman all the time. Just maybe. Maybe you should do that. You know, you don't follow the law anyways. You hold grudges against one another. So what's the problem with the rest? You know, I said James 2:10 says if you're guilty of breaking one law, you're guilty of breaking all the laws. You can't love one another. Hey, you might as well sleep with a white woman. You clearly love them because you forgive them, right? The point is this: don't be a hypocrite, man. If you follow the law, you're gonna forgive one another all the time. You're not gonna hold a grudge. Once you bury a hatchet, you forget about the location of the hatchet. What hatchet? What issue? That's how you should be. If you don't, guess what? You're gonna do something. Your children are gonna hold a grudge against you forever. They're going to resent you forever. Why? Because you resent one another as brothers. You resent your sisters. You resent your spouse. You jump ship. What stops your children from jumping ship if you did? You're showing them the example. Don't be a hypocrite. You understand? You want to be a hypocrite? Well, your children are going to be hypocrites. You're going to be, you know, a whore. You're going to raise a son to treat women like whores. You're going to raise a daughter that's going to be a whore. It's no better for you, man. You're going to raise sons that be effeminate, that don't know what it is to be responsible. Guess what? Brotherhood is your responsibility. Sisterhood is your responsibility. That's having compassion towards one another, being kind, being tender-hearted. Forgiveness is your responsibility. God forgave. Rick Ross said, God forgive and I don't. Don't listen to Rick Ross. You listen to some fat crackhead? Is that what you're telling me? Nigga said, peers. That's who you listen to? Man, you might as well listen to Future, who makes a promotion of drinking codeine, and he don't even drink codeine himself. Just do that. Listen to Cardi B about how you be the best slut. And then she says, I don't want my daughter to listen to my music. Listen to them people, man. Just do that. You don't want to listen to the men of the Lord. So go listen to the wicked if you don't want to listen to the righteous. You're going to listen to someone either way. If it's not the righteous, man, go listen to the wicked. You understand? Just know that you jumped ship. And the ship is always there. You want to commit suicide by jumping from the ship and swimming in shark-infested waters? That's on you. We can't force you to not do it. We could help you to not do it. We could counsel you to not do it and show you how not to do it. You understand? You make the decision on whether or not you're going to stay on or off the ship. No, me, hey, I don't know how to swim, so I ain't jumping off no fucking ship. So like, I don't know how to swim. I ain't jumping off no goddamn ship. Trust me. And I will keep brotherhood alive, man. Why? Because I love my people. Because I love my brothers. I love my sisters. I love my women. You understand? And loving one another. You see how you said when you get into a marriage, forget about being happy. It's about able to suffer the bad days, man. Listen, being brothers, it's about being able to go to war together. You're going to suffer some rough days as brothers. You're going to suffer some rough days as sisters. In your relationship with your marriage, you're going to suffer some rough days. Your kids suffering rough days all the time because they're being told, no, you cannot have this toy. Being told no for anything. And you just got to deal with it, man. You're going to suffer rough days. Let me get that precept real quick. Let's go in one of my favorite precept is Ecclesiasticus. Right. Not Ecclesiastes, Salaki. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. I think it's 11 and 27. Or 27:11, I forgot. Yeah, 11 and 27. That's the one. Let me share my screen.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 11, verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure.
You think just because you have rough days, the good days are gone forever. That's a twofold scripture. Just because you're having good days, you think the rough days won't come back. Christ said, yo, you go to a brother, you forgive a brother all the time. Meaning he might trespass, sin against you once. Just because you apologize or you want to counsel, you squash it, does it mean that it was never going to happen again? That no one will ever do it again? It could be the same brother, the same sister, or it could be someone different. But we keep brotherhood alive by going to one another all the time, by fighting for brotherhood and sisterhood all the time. If you want to give up, yeah, might as well just kick your children out the house. Just give up on them too. That's it. You don't care about nobody anyways. Don't find excuses, well, I'm a parent or this. You don't give a damn about nobody. So don't give no excuses. You understand? The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure. An hour is what? It's temporary. Hours, days, weeks on end. You never give up on one another. You understand? Keep reading.
Come. And in his hand his deed shall be covered.
Listen, time will tell and will show your true nature, man. You're going to go through something. Well, guess what? That man was waiting for the opportunity to throw you away. That sister, man, you married a slut anyways. She was going to leave you regardless. That brother, he never was in the truth. You know, it took, what, an argument with a brother and be like, yeah, I'm leaving. Nigga, you were never there. It says they departed from us just to let us know they were never of us.
Damn right.
That's what he did. What's that? John? I forget. It's somewhere in the book of John. You understand? Listen, the harsh time. That's why I say in any relationship, whether you're between brothers, sisters, even in your marriage, good days, everybody's happy. There's nothing to complain about. But the rough days, when you got complaints, when you got struggled, you lose your job, you lose your house, it's raining on you, it's snowing, it's a blizzard, it will show your true nature. It will show your true resilience, if you have any in the first place. It will see if you stand firm or will you fold. If you fold, you were never solid in the first place, man. You slept with that man, and he was waiting for an opportunity to just leave you. He leave the truth. Yeah, you should have never did that. That's why it's good for men, both men and women, to let the men of the Lord choose their partner, because now, hey, he left you. He never loved you. He would have fought. He would have fought to keep loving you. She left you. She never loved you. She would have fought. She would have found a way to keep loving you. You understand? She would have found a way to forgive you. He would have found a way to forgive you. And that's what you're teaching your children. You're teaching your children to be the monsters that you are. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 10, verse 12, real quick, for time's sake. Proverbs 10 and 12, Abu Kusha.
Proverbs chapter 10, verse 12. Hatred stirreth up strifes.
Hatred stirred up strifes. Y'all just hate one another. That's why you always want to fight. You always want to kill each other. You don't want to keep nothing alive. You just want to die. Mind you, keeping brotherhood alive, keeping sisterhood alive, keeping your marriage alive. You don't know how to live. That's why coming to this class is so important. The Bible is our book of life. It's our constitution. It tells us how to live. Without it, we barely know how to survive. How you learn how to survive? By sleeping with women that you know will leave you or that you will throw away? How do you survive? By sleeping with men that don't give a damn about you? That use you as a cum dumpster? Salak, yeah.
Damn.
You understand? That's salak, yeah. You understand? Learn how. Stop focus. Finish the verse, Abu Kusha.
But love covereth all sin.
Love covereth all sins. Maybe it's time that we fight to find ways to love one another so that we don't sin, so that we don't resent one another. You understand? So that we don't hate one another. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. We get to that these last two, right? Let's go to First John chapter 2, verse 10. Three last precepts, then we're gonna end the class. First John chapter 2, verse 10. We're gonna get back to Proverbs as well. Now he's got a verse 9. Is it verse 9 I want to start at, or verse 8? Let's go to verse 9. First John 2 and 9, Babu Kusha.
First John chapter 2, verse 9. And he that saith in it, he is in the light, and hateth his brother, is in darkness even until now.
Man, you're not in the truth, man. You are not in the truth if you hate your brother. You are not in the truth if you hate your wife. You are not in the light. You're still in darkness. You might. It's good night, man. You are damn. You're in a bottomless pit. When there's not one light, there's not even a firefly for you to see in it. There's not even a glimmer of light anywhere. Why? Because you hate one another. Because you won't go to he and he alone. Because you will not forgive your wife. Because you hold grudges against one another. Till now, you keep doing it, you have never found light. You have never been in the truth because you hate one another. Because you will not fight for brotherhood. You will not fight for sisterhood. You will not fight for your marriage. Your kids are going to hate you. Why? Because you don't raise your kids in the light. You raise them in the darkness that you decide to remain in. That's why. Keep reading.
God. And he that loveth his brother abideth in the light.
Is that what?
He that loveth his brother abideth in the light.
If you love your brother, if you love your sister, if you love your children, love is to follow the commandments. It is against the law to hold a grudge. You cannot not forgive one another. If you do that, then you're in the light. Then you're out of the darkness. Then you know how to raise your kids right so that they don't hate you like you hate yourself, like you hate your mom, like you hate your dad, like you hate your wife, like you hate your brother, like you hate your sister, like you hate your husband. Now that you're in the light, you know how to love one another. You find ways to love one another. The moment you have a thought about finding ways to hate one another, you'll kill that thought, man. Fight that thought. Until you find ways to love one another all the time. Let's go to 1 John chapter 3, verse 14 real quick and then get back to Proverbs, then we're going to end the class. Make sure you click on the sign in and sign out link in the class, you understand? At the beginning and the end of the class. Read that, Babu Kusha.
1 John chapter 3, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
We know that we have passed from death unto life.
Read.
Because we love the brethren.
You know you're in the truth because you love your brothers. You love your sisters. You love your husband. You understand? Hey, you said you can't learn anything from women. What is it? Titus 2. If you're a good woman that fears the Lord, you're going to teach other women how to love their husband, man. You understand? Love your wife. Man, she's a mostly. Hey, listen, you slept with her. You have to work on her, right? Just know that. You slept with her, you have to work on her. That's it. Everything is work. Brotherhood is work. Life is work.
Right.
Loving one another is work. You need to learn how to love one another. And you always learn how to love. You learn 1,000 multiple ways how to love one another. You understand? And when it comes to marriage, don't think carnally like, yo, I'm gonna make love to her this way and that way. No, it's not about that. It's finding ways that you forgive one another all the time. You know what? You know, I'm gonna give you a key part too, right? What is the key to not have to be forgiven? What is the key? to not have to ask for forgiveness when you offend someone? What's the key? For time's sake, I'm gonna give it to you. You avoid offending one another. You find ways to avoid offending one another. Now, does that mean that you're never gonna offend one another? That's not what it means. But you work on not offending one another so that you don't offend one another, so that you don't have to be forgiven because you ain't offend one another. Brothers, sisters, marriage, it's the same. Now, if you do, hey, go to them and them alone, man. Go to counsel if needed be. But always forgive one another. You understand? Keep reading.
He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
You are swimming with the sharks because you hate your brother, because you hate your sister, because you hate your wife. That's it. You won't forgive her. Yo, she's a monster. Man, listen. Maybe she didn't sleep with another man, but yo, she decided to do something diabolical. I don't know. She put hands on you, because women do put hands on men. Lord be with those. And vice versa. Your husband always yells at you. Your wife trying to demean you all the time. Forget about nagging you. She demeans you all the time. She try to say you ain't man enough and this and that. Hey, listen, you decide to sleep with her, yeah? Just know you have to deal with it. You're gonna find ways to deal with it. You're gonna find ways to tame the unsisterhood out of her. You're gonna find ways to do that. You better find ways to do it. You don't know how to do it? Okay, call your camp leader, man. Seek counsel. Find ways. Whether it's your wife or your wives. If you hate them, if you hate one another, you hate your brother, your sister, your wife, your husband, you're as good as dead. You're not in the truth. You're not in the book of life. Where is it? You might as well follow Egypt. Follow the book of the dead. Salakia. Keep reading.
Verse 15. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
Yeah, you're no better than a murderer. And you know, again, what is it? James 2:10 says you commit once and you're guilty of all. You know what else? You're no better than a pedophile. You are no better than a homosexual. You're no better than a crackhead. Why? Because you hate one another. You're like a murderer. That's you. Because you won't forgive one another. God said, yo, Christ said, you better forgive one another like God forgive you. Or wait, just like the parable he gave with the king and the servant and the fellow servant. What makes you better? What makes you better than God that you say some stupid thing like Rick Ross, God forgive and I don't? See, Rick Ross is high as hell. That's how you know you should not listen to Rick Ross. If I catch you listening to Rick Ross, boy, you are not qualified to have any conversation with me. You better put the blunt down. I'm telling you right now. I will shut that shit down with a quickness. I hear God forgive and I don't. I turn off my hearing immediately. You understand? I don't want to hear nothing from you anymore. You're just into a fat crackhead. Keep reading, Baba Kushar.
And ye know that no murderer have eternal life abiding in him.
You know what's it referring to? You're not making it to the kingdom of heaven, man. Christ already told you what the kingdom of heaven looks like. We forgive one another all the time. The king did not even give the servant more time to pay his debt. He gave him brotherhood and he erased the debt. You understand? Now, he made an example out of him. Why? Because he will not show the same brotherhood that he was shown. He did not give the same compassion to the fellow servant that owed him, 100 pence? He did not give him the same mercy. He did not give him no brotherhood and no forgiveness. Who is he to not forgive? That nigga was Rick Ross, man. You will not make it to the kingdom of heaven if you don't forgive one another. You understand? Let's go back to Proverbs chapter 10 and 12 and then we'll end the class. Proverbs 10 and 12, Abu Kushar.
Proverbs chapter 10, verse 12. Hatred stirreth up strife, but love covereth all sins.
Love covereth all sins. You fighting for brotherhood. You will fight to not hate your brother. You will fight to not hate your sister. You will fight to not hate your spouse. You don't know how? Counsel. You seek counsel. Learn how to do it. They offend you, you go to them and them alone. They don't hear you, you go to counsel. It's all about gaining a brother and gaining a sister. That's all it's about. You understand? Stop trying to find, there's no exit plan when it comes to family, man. You learn how to fix your family. You learn how to fix your household. How? With love. That's covering all sins. That's how you would stay with that man. You would stay with that man. You will not throw these women away. Your kids are not going to hate you because you fight to love one another all the time. Stop looking for ways to hate. Maybe if we find more ways to love one another, we wouldn't even have to fix the family household. We wouldn't have the need to find ways to fix it because we know how to fix it. A lot of y'all, they just reject. They don't want to either don't want to board the ship, or now that they boarded the ship, they want to jump off of it. Why? Because it's work. You have to steer the ship. You have to pass the mop on the ship. You have to untie the sails. It's work. Everything is work. Being a brother is work. Being a sister is work. Being a husband is work. Being a wife is work. Being a parent is work. Being a child is work. Maintaining a family is work. But y'all lazy. That's the problem. You don't want to work. You're going to choose the easy route, which is, it's easier to hate than to love. You understand? The hatred stirred up strife, but love covered all sins. Let's find all the ways. Let's exhaust all the ways to love one another. The truth abideth forever. And brotherly love continue. Meaning there's never going to be a way where you're never going to be able to find ways to love one another. Never going to be an instance like that. Ever. You understand? And that's what it is to be Christ-like. With that said, we're going to end the class right here. I'm going to read the security announcements. We'll be back next Saturday. Lord allow, we'll be at the community center, 6767 Côte de Neige. Right? If you want to attend the class, just shoot us a message. I'm going to give you the number again. I.S.U.P.K Montreal will be 438-816-2578. 438-816-2578. Make sure you call the number, leave us a voicemail, text the number, or send us an email, isupkmontreal@gmail.com if you want to attend the class physically. We'll be there, Lord allow, next week. You understand? Make sure you tune in tomorrow to One West Ground Zero Radio as well. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tune into all these classes. You don't have no excuse. You missed the class. Listen, we're online. Rewatch the class, man. And keep finding ways to love one another all the time. Men, women, children, brothers, sisters, sons, daughters, husbands, wives. Just like God forgave us, you have to forgive as well. You can't ask for forgiveness if you can't forgive. You're a hypocrite and you'll be judged as you judged. With that said, I'm going to end the class with security announcements to water for everybody who tuned in. And then we're going to close it out. Shalom. This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Rule for new brother and sister: when a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18 verse 21 and Malachi chapter 3 verse 8 to 10 means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation, we have coming up the memorial of blowing of trumpets, which is the first day of the 7th month, Friday, September 11, 2026. Read more about it in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 to 25. Reminder to all Akia Muakwathian, Reminder to all brothers and sisters to check the bulletin board in the hallway of the school if they have a physical location. And if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pant, headband, scarf. With that, so we'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers and courtesy salute to the sisters. Minavijal Amajam, which means to stand, and we'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Minavijal Amajam Shabbat, Imajam, Barak, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatam. Mean Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Bless y'all. Yad Mata, which means hands down. Sar, which means to turn. Turn and face the sisters. If you have any in your presence, we'll give them a courtesy salute as well. Minavijal Amajam Shabbat, Imajam, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Alatham Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Meaning Yahweh, watch over y'all in the name of Yahweh Shai. Yad Mata, hands down, class dismissed. The water, Israel.
Check me out, dog. Roll the window up, man. The water. Ain't no better, dog, really. The son of a king. I don't Balenciaga. I might just wear a collar. I might just wear the Pradas. But I'm thinking long term, so I might say the dollars. We ain't no better. I'm just being honest. I should've went to college, but I was thinking violence. It's a one West world. We the fucking loudest. Break it down, we break ground. We don't break no damn promise. Let's get active, dog. Don't tell me how you feel about it. These cats saying too much. They ain't learn enough. You maxed out the first quarter, I'm still warming up. These niggas tossing up a brick, they can't score with us. Who gon' come against us? On the Lord with us. Them niggas riding for you. Hope they ride till they crash. Put my name in your mouth, I put my belt to your ass. I ain't running no race, I just hope that I last. All them niggas you look up to, I consider them trash. Only time you seen a leader was in Wayne hand. Niggas will dap you, then pop you with the same hand. I'm a main player, I stick to the game plan. He don't really fuck with you, that's your main man. We them niggas came through and made your city hot. Yup, said he in the field, but he really not. And I ain't casting no stone, I just let him rock. And that's the kind of story they gon' read about. But if it's war, it ain't no tapping out. Grip still heat, spit like a dragon mouth.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're